Princess Zalaria of the Glesian Empire sighed, her third pair of eyes rolling in exasperation. Her escort, a human named Jake, was, well, utterly useless. He wasn't a towering 7-foot-tall Cathar warrior, nor did he possess the psionic abilities of a Xylosian mind guard. He was just average. I spent most of the journey across the desert moon of Cygnus X1, fiddling with a small metallic object and humming off-key tunes. Zalaria had protested his assignment, but her father, the Emperor, had insisted. "Humans are resilient," he'd said with a knowing glint in his eyes. Resilient? The man looked like he'd get a sunburn from a dim star. Their hoverskiff sputtered to a halt in a narrow canyon, its energy cell depleted. "Just great," Zalaria muttered, her elegant antennae drooping. Jake, however, simply hopped off. "Don't worry, Your Highness. I'll get us moving again. Just need to reroute the auxiliary power." He called her Your Highness with a casualness that bordered on insolence. As he tinkered with the skiff's engine, Zalaria scanned the rust-colored cliffs. That's when she saw them. 12 figures, cloaked and armed with plasma blades, silently descending the canyon walls. Riven assassins. The most feared mercenaries in the quadrant. Her primary heart hammered against her ribs. This was it. Her father's rivals had finally caught up to her. "We're surrounded," she hissed, her voice trembling. Jake didn't even look up from his work. "Yup, looks like it. 12 of them, to be exact." His calmness was infuriating. Was he blind? Was he stupid? "Aren't you going to do something?" she demanded. Jake finally stood up, wiping grease from his hands onto his pants. "Yeah," he said, and a strange, cold smile touched his lips. I was hoping for a bit of a workout." Before Zalaria could process his words, the first assassin lunged. What happened next was a blur of brutal, efficient motion. Jake moved with a speed that seemed impossible for his species. He ducked under a plasma blade, the superheated air sizzling past his ear. His fists connected with the assassin's jaw with a sickening crunch. Grabbed the falling plasma blade, its handle searing his palm, but he didn't even flinch. He used the blade to parry a strike from a second attacker, then spun, kicking a third in the chest so hard the alien flew back 10 feet. He wasn't just fighting, he was dismantling them. A whirlwind of blocks, strikes, and throws. He broke limbs, disarmed opponents, and moved through the chaos like a ghost. Used their own momentum against them, turning their coordinated attack into a confused, panicked rout. In less than a minute, it was over. 12 riven assassins lay groaning or unconscious on the canyon floor. Jake stood in the middle of it all, breathing just a little heavily. He tossed the knuckling plasma blade aside and looked at his burned hand. "Oh, that's gonna leave a mark," said casually, as if he'd just stubbed his toe. He then turned back to the hoverskiff. "Right, where was I? Ah, yes. The auxiliary power." Zalaria stared, her 3 mouths agape. This useless human, this average man, was the most dangerous being she had ever encountered. Her father wasn't wrong. Humans weren't just resilient. They were terrifying. Jake finally got the skiff humming again. He hopped back into the pilot's seat. "All set, Your Highness." "Next stop, the Citadel." Zalaria simply nodded, a newfound respectant, a healthy dose of fietining in her eyes. Maybe this trip wouldn't be so bad after all.